So second cut of this video, I just used with my hands because I always do before I film, like holding the books. And I used I used soap. Now my hands are all nice and soft. There we go. It's a nice little crack. Use the soap that was in that bathroom. It's nice little soap, makes your hands all soft. Anyways, the second cut. I'm glad it's the second cut because I would have gotten interrupted anyways. But I accidentally doxed myself. Not like said exactly where I live, but I said you can make connections. I was like blank blank, and I was like, well, I didn't say the state. I said the town, and it was the one that's somewhat close to me because I was ranting about Half Price Book Ruby because a long time ago they had delivered my book the wrong address. Thank God I got the next day and they like corrected themselves. But for a while there, I thought they'd have to bring it back to the original facility because they wrote down the wrong address by mistake. I have no idea what the hell happened. I honestly don't. Maybe it was USB. It was the deliverer's fault. Because some of the mailman had made a mistake, but I don't know. Because I've gotten my cousins. We had the last name. One had the last name. My dad's side, not my cousin I stream with. My cousins, my dad's side. We shared the same last name. We got their mail one time. Very strange. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. This is the complete birthday haul. Now, for Blue Estate Volume 2, I printed... for Blue Estate Volume 3, I actually printed out the cover. Like, I have it on a piece of paper. Like, I printed it out. I'm just going to say Blue Estate Volume 3 by Victor Kolashev, collecting issues 9 through 12, whatever like that. Because for me to be like... for me to wait till tomorrow, or maybe even Tuesday, honestly, it's kind of stupid. Like, I want to do everything all at once today. The only book that I'm counting that I have left is Blue Estate Volume 3, because Hexagon Bridge I bought myself. That's not a birthday book. It's I bought myself. So I'll just show off the book, and that will count as complete May haul, but that's not until June 1st. But anyways, let's get. Actually, one more thing. I do want to reiterate that while I may do a comic review pretty soon here, the comics I'll be reading for the next few weeks, library haul video, that's going to be a little while from now. At least until after June 6th. Because on June 6th, we have to leave the house because we're getting it renovated, and I don't want to lug that many books with me to and from my house. So, not doing that. It's hard enough lugging it to the library. I don't want to do it to and from my house. Yeah, it's to and from the library, but technically it's going to be... No, it's not going to be twice. But it's just one of those things. It's like, you know what the hell? Why the hell not? I have been meaning to read books that are actually in my collection anyways. So that's all I'll do for that brief, like, up to 4 day break I'll have. Anyways, from being in the house. Anyways, let's get on with it. First book up is one of many, 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 many books that I have that are, spit it out. Come on. Almost there. Books my library had that I like so much that I'm reading myself. Like, this library had it. Yeah, the library has, and most of these are interloans. I think only 2 of them my local library had. Yeah, 2 of them my local library had. But for the most part, they're interloan books I can get pretty easily, pretty readily. But I wanted to buy myself because I liked it that much. I want to keep it in my personal collection. And the first of many of those books is Son of Hitler, written by Anthony R. Del Cole and not Jeff Johns, Jeff Moore. Another trend, so I tried my best. I wanted this month to be the month of me getting a bunch of books I've read before that my library had. I liked so much, I bought them myself. That was the main trend of this month. And you'll see that I actually broke some of my rules. And one of them is that I like to get everything an author has done for Image Comics, if I can manage it. If I can't, then I won't get that book. But if I can, then I'll try and get everything. Regardless of whether or not I've read anything by that author, or even if I like that author, you will see one book that I don't like the author, but one book I do like by him I bought the other one. You'll see that pretty soon here. But another little trend this month has been there's a co-author. I don't realize it's co-authored until I look up the book, until I'm trying the book myself, like here. And this is an OGN, meaning it's all in one, and it is a smaller size hardcover, not even standard size. Image Comics does that sometimes because they're creator owned. They can say, "Oh, we want this book to be this size or that size." So I'm just gonna see real quick. Go on. My laptop is froze. So sometimes it'll do that if I'm on like a web page. It'll be like, what are we doing again? All right. So Son of. I just want to see if Jeff Moore has anything for Image Comics. I know it's dumb. It's one of my weird little many little weird little stigmas. Like I have to have it. It's not just like I find out he's done something for. Of course, we have his Snafu. Hopefully that is not Image. No, it's actually a book. I think. Let's look it up. It says Kindle Scribe, and that usually means that's a book. And you get like, yep, it's a book. Novel. And you can get like points. Additional points. But it's an anthology, it's so weird. Tom Strong. It's Jeff Johns, though. I'm gonna get Jeff Johns. I think I'm looking up Jeff Johns. It looks like so far so good. Volume 1 for this book. Oh my god, $40. It's 192 pages. Humanoids. Humanity first. If you know what that's from, that is pretty cool. If you know who I'm referencing. Oh, Snafu. This guy is a big fan of Frank Snafu. 5 pages. Okay, I'll look it up after. But yeah, I just because Anthony R. Del Cole, I knew that. Okay, so look up that book. Make sure I got everything from him by Image Comics. He actually did do a Luke Cage book I was interested in a long time ago. Check me out, but I never did. Or maybe I did, and it was so terrible I just forgot I read it. Next one up is another Nazi book. Then this one I liked a lot better than Son of Hitler. I'm sure there's top the artwork. So Son of Hitler I thought was pretty damn good, and it was decent enough. I do remember liking it. I don't remember hating it at all, but definitely the better of the two. So I read this around the same time. And another reason why I like doing the comics my library has I bought myself is because even though this was only last year, I can still remember like it was yesterday where exactly I was when I read both these books. I checked them out at the same time, and I remember having them both with me. I remember where I was when I had them with me, and it's kind of like it's one of those things. It was kind of a event. We got on the boat to visit my dad's friends. I don't know. He had like a really damn nice, like close to the one we used to have in Maine. And I can say where that was. Close to because we don't live there anymore. We never lived there. We don't have property up there anymore. We have nice little lake house. It was fucking excellent, but it took way too damn long to get there. So we're like, nope. I'm not doing that anymore. It's not worth it. Honestly, I agreed. It was just like that, and it was not too far away from us. So that was like the closest we've gotten to the main property, and you're off the grid completely. At least in Maine, we had electricity and Wi-Fi. We had nothing, not Wi-Fi. At least up in Maine, we had plumbing and Wi-Fi. We got nothing up there. It's like you're off the grid completely. So we're not going to live there, or not even vacation there, or even overnight. But I remember, and that's where I was. It was reading on the boat ride, reading the comics on the boat ride, and I was reading Simon Says Nazi Hunter, and this was the one I loved. This was the better of the two. So it's just one of those things. That's why I like to get them, is just because it's also sentimentality. It's also a sentimental thing. Of course, I'm not going to buy it just because of that, and I hated the book. No, if I like the book enough, I will buy it myself. And with this one and Simon Says, I got them from a third-party seller, so I didn't get them. I got them well below their price, their list price. Now, Son of Hitler was used like new, and this was used very good. I mentioned this before in part 1, but I'll mention it again, because I imagine those of you who want to see everything at once are going to wait till that video, or hell, maybe most of you will wait till the complete May haul. But anyways, this is Simon Says Nazi Hunter. This is all in one, along with Son of Hitler. These are both original graphic novels, meaning there isn't a collect. Issues 1 through 4. No, it's all in one. But this one I thought was phenomenal. This was so damn riveting. Even though it's not technically a war comic, it's the backdrop of World War II. They're hunting Nazis, as the name implies. but even though it's the backdrop of World War II, I still count it as a war comic. I can actually tell it's little. So the reason why this kind of does piss me off a little bit, nothing too bad here. It's a little not tear, but a little scratch there. Is because I could have gotten this from Wonderbook, my favorite third-party seller. I could have gotten this book along with the other books I got from Wonderbook if I had paid more attention. What I mean by that was, I swear to God, a hand on a stack of Bibles that all the used like news were gone by the time I put this used very good back in, because I had to replace it. I was like, okay, used like new, they're all gone. Let's go to the next used very good, last resort. Hell with it. Let's do that. And then I found out too late that it was a used like new, because this book was taking forever to ship, and I was like, let's see, and then it's like, shit, I got it from Wonderbook, and the Wonderbook had already shipped, so I could have gotten, if I had been smart about it, I could have gotten through Wonderbook, but whatever, I got this one, and again, not too many, even the little like scratch bendy thing, you can't really tell. It doesn't even go beyond this margin here, which is nice. But then you have, fine, you have pages like this where the artwork goes past the margin, but still not too bad. And actually, it doesn't look like any of the artwork goes past the margin. That little tear scratches. It's more of a scratch than a tear. It's like someone actually could have been my fault, the way I opened the book. It's a little bend, nothing too bad, but it's definitely visible. But none of it goes, again, beyond that margin. Yeah, it's like someone with a knife to it. I think they weren't too careful with that. Everything's, again, a little scratch. It just like rubbed up against it too closely. But anyways, Simon Says Nazi Hunter, written by Andre R. Fratino and the artwork done by Jesse Lee. Again, it just shows their names, doesn't say who wrote it or who illustrated it, but I always go in order, and I imagine that's how it is for every book. Maybe Jesse Lee co-wrote it, I don't know. The next book is one of the books I got today, and that is All Against All, from my grandmother. So if I don't mention who I got it from, that means it's ones that I got from my parents, but I ordered myself. They give me, from now until the end of time, this is what they do. It used to be all just like I give them a list, but that was like a long time ago. And recently, what we've been doing is just they give me, hey, like here's this amount of money. You have this budget. Work off that budget, and that's what I do. So if I don't mention that, who I got it from, that's why, because from them. Well, from them. Anyways, next up we have Alex Packnadel and Casper Wingard's All Against All. Alex Packnadel is a writer, and Casper Wingard is the artist for All Against All. Volume 1? Does it say Volume 1? Nope. Collecting all 5 issues of this miniseries. It looks pretty interesting. This one, along with Razor Blades, I'll just mention what it was, the other book by Alex Packnadel. This one was one of those books that I just kept putting off. I kept seeing it, I'll get that, maybe I'll get Razor Blades. Razor Blades was $40. And I think at one time Amazon had it at full price. I was like, when I get in that right away, I just kept putting it off. Kept saying, I want this book instead, I want that book instead, and then this month I decided, because I had nothing else I wanted from my grandmother, because it was kind of at the end, it's like, the hell with it, we're getting this book, and Razor Blades. It's kind of funny, because there is a series I wanted to, this today, I was realizing, oh yeah, there was that series I kind of wanted, but even then, I don't think I would have wanted to get it instead of Razor Blades. Yes, maybe with, but I couldn't have gone it with. That's whatever. I'll get that next month, probably. Next up, we have Secret Identities. Because the other thing is that there's an author here, there's Brendan Fletcher, is that right? I don't really like, but there's one book by him, by Isola, that I really liked. I did actually like. He has a entire, storyline within the Image Comics anthologies, a good amount of them, too. I'm thinking next month I'll probably get that. I'll finally buckle down and get the Image Comic anthologies. Maybe get the Jeff Johns Image Comics books. Maybe, I don't know. But I think next month I'm going to try and get less trades and more Kindle books. Do that once and for all. Because there's another series that Volume 2 is only, the issues that would be in Volume 2 are only available on Kindle. So I have to get my Kindle. So I think once and for all, I'm going to do that, buckle down and get that next month. Because next month I'm going to try to not get as many books as I got this month. Not nearly as much. I get like less than, let's say, 7 maybe. And like this size maybe. Not even this thick. You know, those little itty bitty trade paperbacks. Like want to make a dent on my shelf. And the reason for why that is because I got a lot this month and I'm already running out of shelf space, so I need to kind of coordinate. And I think by July I'll have a good game plan down. Anyways, next up is Secret Identities by Brian Hoynes. I'm gonna say Hoynes. It's J-O. It's like Joines. Hoynes. It's like join, the word join, and E-S. Joines. I don't know how to say his name. And the story edits by Jay Farbear. And artwork by Elias Chrysias. And then colors for issue 1 is done by Charlie Kirchhoff, and then colors 2 through 7 is Ron Riley. Now, the Elias, I said Elias, this is actually, that's how his name is actually spelled, but I think it's Elias. It's not how you spell Elias. Elias, my friend's name was spelled E-L-I-A-S, but there's 1,000 different ways to spell different names. I'm sure, like, some people spell, my name is Justin, some people spell it J-U-S-T-Y-N, or J-U-S-T-I-N-E. There's just, because people want to be so creative nowadays with the way they spell their names, and because it still technically counts. That's still how you would pronounce it technically. So that could be really creative. Like Skylar can be S-K-Y-E-L-A-R probably, or Sky can be S-K-Y-E, like someone's name is Sky. So here's the artwork for Secret Identities, which collects all 7 issues. Now, yet again, I think this is the way issue 1 is supposed to look. But part of me also says it's a misprint, because it's upside down. See, so you have like this, and then it's also, the issue 1's backwards. Like it would be if it were a manga. Which leads me to believe it's for aesthetic. It's for the aesthetic. It's not a misprint. But, I don't know. It's pretty cool, though. It does make the book stand out a lot more. But Secret Identities collects 1 through 7, the complete series, which I think is pretty damn epic. Again, written by Brian Hoynes. Wow, 14. I mean, it's an older book, but $14.99 for a book collecting 7 issues. You guys want to know why I collect so much from Image, as far as indie publishers are concerned? This is why, because they have the best pricing. Now, I'm going to do a little segue and talk about Oni Press, because Oni Press has a new printing of Krampus for $21.99, 144 pages, standard size, trade paperback. I don't think I'll ever get into Oni Press, and if I do, it'll be exclusively through third-party sellers. As of right now, I'm just going to be I'm Image exclusive. They have the best pricing. Hardly any of the books I've read from Image I've hated. Most of the books that I've read by them I've absolutely loved, or just liked, or just thought were pretty damn good. Like, nothing, I can probably name on one hand the amount of Image comics I've read that I've hated. And I mean absolutely hated. And honestly, one of those I got this month. And you'll see the reason for why I got that. I'll explain later. Spoilers, because I want to do a your boy Zach style review of that comic. And I want to have it be the copy that's in my personal collection. And also, it was one of the only books I decided to get used good. And I wanted to see how that book came in. Because it's from a third-party seller, Glenn the Bookseller, that I really love. Like, I think that third-party seller is probably my 3rd favorite. There's, like, even used very good, there's not that many blemishes. Yeah, there's visible blemishes, but nothing that pisses me off. Like, it's like, oh my god, there's a little tear there. Yeah, it's used very good, and that's what I got paid for, but come on. No, Glenn the Bookseller was like, okay, the spine has a little tick. It's not going to affect the reading at all, and you've gotten a book in this condition from Amazon before, in new condition, so you're used to it. And that's what Glenn the Bookseller is like. Anyways, next one up is Krampus, written by Brian Hoynes, with artwork done by Dean Kotz. Now, this was one that I did not think was all that spectacular, but I wanted to give it a second chance and read my own copy of it, like my personal copy of it. That was also this trend, like it was like just let's go all in for the books that I read that my library had from Image Comics, and I liked them so much that I bought them myself. But also some of these two that I didn't think of that like great, but I still want to go all in and get those two. It's one of those things, you know. And also another thing is when they're like, "Hey, you guys should read those books," I say, "Yep, I read Krampus, and this is my football Krampus. Yeah, I read Son of Hitler. So I thought about this book." So, yeah. And if anyone gets mad at me like I did 2 years ago during Christmas time, they can't now. I haven't saying I read them. It's not going to count how many books I read. Anyways, moving on. This one was from my sister's boyfriend who, because he lives with us, because he couldn't afford rent at his place, so he lives with us now. And it's the best decision he's ever made, because I like having him around. He and I will exchange Christmas and birthday gifts. So I'll get something for him for Christmas, vice versa. Same for birthdays. So it's just not weird. It does sound weird to say my sister's boyfriend, but he got me. Well, he gave the link to my sister. He got me paid for The Singularity by Matt Groom and Bear McCreary, and a bunch of different artists. So this book specifically, I don't usually like. So for good example is pretty much all these. I don't usually say what they're about. I was Secret Identity is a superhero, but other than that, I don't give too much of a description of the books. But this one is inspired by and a companion to the original rock concept album of the same name by Emmy and BAFTA award-winning and Grammy Award-nominated composer Bear McCreary. So it's that. I thought that was pretty damn interesting. And also it's Matt Groom who wrote, and Matt Groom's actually writing this book, I'm sure. I'm sure Bear McCreary is just like, it's based off this, so I get credits. But Matt Groom, I think, writes it. And he also wrote Self-Made, which was absolutely phenomenal. One of my favorite reads. I would say one of my favorite Image books of all time, honestly. That was that damn good. If you like sci-fi and fantasy, you'll love Self-Made. So when I found out this was coming out, I was like, I'm getting this, I don't care. This is an OGN, so I doesn't collect any issues. Oh, and Krampus, sorry, this is Krampus 1 through 5. All 5 issues. I think I mentioned it before, I don't know. Then these next, I should do the next 3. I think it's way down there, though. That's it. Why can't I see it from here? It's so weird. Like, if you think I'd be able to see it, like, right here, I'd be like, oh, there it is. Because it's pretty visible. Next day, it's kind of far down. No, I'll do it. I might get them all together anyways. I like them, at least for Razor Blades, that was a hardcover. I don't want to do softcover, hardcover thing like a softcover that's kind of unorganized. And I like being organized. So I'll do the same thing for the other one I got from. There we go. I don't know why it always sounds weird for me to say that. Maybe it's because of the whole wife's boyfriend meme. So it always sounds weird saying that. I don't know why. Oh, and nothing from the cousin I streamed with because he was away this weekend. I want to get everything at once, at least from extended family. Yeah, Blue Estate Volume 3 is not coming in until at the very least tomorrow. But I want to make sure I got everything else. And Blue Estate, it's just Blue Estate Volume 3, like, big friggin' whoop, you know? That's no skin off my back. The other one I got from him, and both these I didn't think I was going to get because he hadn't told me until later that he just gave my sister the links. And even then, I do add up the books. I'm like, when it comes in from Amazon, I kind of do this. I kind of feel inside. I'm like, is this a book? I don't know. And I couldn't tell for some of them. And the longest time I was like, hey, this isn't it. Oh, did they even, oh crap, I'm not going to get an MI. But thankfully he did. And the other book was the Enfield Gang Massacre. Now this book feels really light. And the other book that it felt was light with, and it was like this like weird like paper quality. Not that it was bad paper quality, mind you. No, it was just like different paper quality. The other time that happened with this book, it was another recent release from Image Comics, was Stoneheart. Both this and Stoneheart and Singularity all came out in 2024. Year of our Lord, 2024, this year. and I don't know why, but just every so often I get this like kind of lighter feel for this book. Now I think they're going for the Vertigo feel because the interior pages you can't really tell each other. You can't really tell, but it's a lot more like news. It kind of feels like a newspaper. Like it's a different paper stock. And it's kind of like, it feels like the same paper stock they used to use the artwork, by the way, for like Hellblazer or whatever. But even the exterior, like the cover and the back cover, that wasn't Vertigo. I don't know, but maybe they're going through an aesthetic. I don't know, but here it is, the Enfield Gang Massacre. I'm just glad the binding is staying together just fine. But Enfield Gang Massacre, collecting all 6 issues of this miniseries from Chris Condon with artwork done by Jacob Phillips. Color assist by Pip Martin. So this is why I like doing these complete birthday hauls and complete May hauls. I totally forgot to say who wrote and did the artwork for the series. Definitely didn't do color assists. And like clockwork, my cousin, my stream would text me while I'm filming. Hey, he texted me happy birthday. No, that's sweet. Surprise, he remembered. It's kind of funny. He's the last person. Yeah, I know, the cousin I stream with, but he's the last person I think would remember that. To be fair, I don't remember when his birthday is too, so. One of those things. And I don't blame him, he doesn't blame me. Maybe his parents told me to write it down. Alright, so next few. And also worth mentioning, this is $16.99. Yeah, the paper quality is, everything is, overall quality is a bit different. But 200-page book for $16.99. Worth mentioning. And this one comes with additional, it comes with an exclusive all-new 6-page Train Heist Keeper. And it's exclusive to this trade. Along with all 6 issues of the miniseries. I always think that's cool. Like, if I ever, when I ever get down to write my own comic, I will always have additional story, like additional story, 10-page story, whatever, in the trade and in the hardcover. I'll always do that, just so people that had a double dip feel better about having a double dip. Like the hardcovers, I'll have all the variant covers and all the additional story edits and scripts and everything that you would want, like everything collectors want, I'd have in there. Yeah, I skip all the scripts and everything when I'm reading them, but there's people that like that shit, so I would do that for those people. Next 3 are all from my aunt, and the first one, and not the one who, different than my cousin's aunt. Anyways, that I stream with. First up is Twig, a series I have read before, and I actually do have the original issues of. Not all 5 of them, thankfully. But this is one my library had that I bought myself. Well, I got for myself. This is all 5 issues of Twig, written by Scotty Young. So here's the original. I have my art, and these are going in my. Nope, it's not the same cover. They're going in my wrong box. So I call it the wrong box. Yes, I got that from Comic Pop. That phrase from Comic Pop. But the wrong box is the 3 criteria. Overall books I'm selling, but for 3 different reasons. I hated it. I have the trade, so the issues themselves, like with Twig, they go and say, I don't need them anymore, I'm going to sell them. That as a Twig. That's what happened with Twig. Like I had first 3 issues, then I have a trade that collects the rest of the series, so the issues themselves are going to go in the wrong box to sell to other people. And then books I got doubles of. Like I did that all the time. When I was collecting single issues back in the day, it was like clockwork. Every time I went to a comic book store, at least one book was a double copy, duplicate. And I was always pissed off because even though I spent very little money on them, I still could have gotten this book instead. And it always pissed me off because that comic book store I went to, I don't go there anymore. They were like no refunds, and nope. It was just that comic book store is one too many times. My voice cracked. With getting books from them that were in poor condition, I was like, I'm not going from you guys ever again. I'm sorry. You lost a customer. And Newbury Comics is just so much easier to go to. And so is the Amazon. Like, I haven't gone to Newbury Comics at all. And I probably won't. I think I was gonna go this month with my grandmother, but it couldn't, unfortunately. So that's why she got me. Because I was originally planning on going to the mall with my grandmother, but we couldn't at the end of the day. And she's like, you know what, it's gonna be Amazon. So, alright. So Twig, and also the artwork for Twig. Very nice artwork. Collecting 1 through 5 of Twig. Written by Scotty Young, with artwork by Kyle Strong. Thankfully, not artwork by Scotty Young. One of my very, very few unpopular opinions is that I hate Scotty Young's artwork. I hate that baby face. Someone called it, what did they call it? It was baby face. It's Scott baby face in quotes Young. And I do how to do the middle name in quotation marks. Sam Coyote over on Goodreads gave him that coined that as his middle name. I'm like, yep, that's a perfect way to describe the guy. Yeah, this is he did I Hate Fairylands, and that is a series I did not think that was that great, but everything else I've read by him I've loved so far. I've loved Middle West. I'm gonna finally finish that off because I have my personal collection. I finally finished it off. And then I got this to celebrate me finally getting Twig. Now this was one that I do remember when I first got this book from my local library, and it was one of the very few times that X11 Bravo commented on my channel. I understand why he doesn't, but it was one of actually it was the last time he commented on my channel, and he said, "Oh, I like this book." I think it was one of his friends, his wife. I don't know. I forget exactly what he said, but she has the original issues and some variant covers, so they look really cool. It's like, oh, cool. So it was nice that he knew what this book was. I think he had said that the person didn't like it that much. I liked Twig. I thought it was pretty damn good. I had no expectations going in, so I was pleasantly surprised. I just was glad that I liked it a lot more than I Hate Fairylands. I would say it's in the middle between. It's not as good as Middle West, but not as bad, obviously, as I Hate Fairylands. And that is another unpopular opinion of mine, too. I just hate that, that whole jokes, oh, instead of saying the F word, you say fluff, and that, overly cartoony way of acting. The person's like, oh, she's a heavy drinker, and she looks really young, and ha. That's just too much. But I think rereading it nowadays, I like a lot better. In fact, once that series finally concludes, I will get that entire series myself, and I'll own it myself, and put it in my personal collection. Just so I have everything by Scotty Young, too. Because I need that, and then Angel Grey, I believe, is the new one he's coming out with. And he's pairing up yet again with George Corona, who is a creative team behind Middle West. So, hopefully as good as Middle West, or at least almost as good. So, next up, and yet again, one of my aunts is The Schlub, written by Ryan Stegman and Kenny Porter, with artwork done by Tyrell Cannon, with colors by Mike Spicer. Those of you who have read Wonder Woman Dead Earth will know who that colorist is, and will be very excited about this book now. And there is the artwork. And anyone who's read Venom knows that Ryan Stegman's a good artist. But he only writes this, he hasn't the artwork for it. But I always like when it's artist turned author. Because I always just think that when it comes to comics, the writer always writes and the artist always draws. And they never go outside their comfort zone. So whenever that happens, I always appreciate it, but I always like it. I'm just gonna say I appreciate it, but you know what I mean. I always like it. Anyways, so Schlub, all 6 issues, written by Kyle Porter and Ryan Stegman. Next up, we have Terror War. This was the one I was going to get instead of The Call earlier this month, but I got a call instead. And the reason for my reasoning behind it was, it was a series called Star Signs, also by Saladin Ahmed. That's already been released, so I was like, I don't like doing that. I want to make sure I have everything by the author and hold off on that one. But I will always consider getting a book, no matter what, if it's a good price book for a thick book. This is a thick book, 232 pages, all 9 issues collected here for only $17.99. Now, The Schlub, this is $17.99, and so is The Singularity. Put all these 3 books, all 3 of these next to one another. You can tell, I'll do it like this, actually, even better. You can tell that Terror War is much thicker than Singularity, and a lot thicker than Schlub. Not as much as the Singularity, but thicker than Schlub. That's why I like Image Comics so much. They are very considerate with with their pricing. Sometimes like with the Hannah Rosemary book I keep forgetting the name of, Rogues Gallery. That's what the name was. That was a 4-issue miniseries, and it was $16.99. It was like less than 128 pages. I want to say it was like 112 pages, and I was like, that is Marvel Comics levels of ripoff. And that's why, and that's the only time that has happened with Image Comics. They've kind of gone too crazy with the pricing, but most of the time they are very considerate. It seems like the more amount of pages, the better pricing, the better price it's gonna be. So again, sometimes there's a Warren Ellis book coming out in December. It's $40, 208 pages, hardcover, sure, maybe oversized hardcover, but still a good amount. It's a lot of money for just 208 pages worth of book, even if it is an oversized hardcover. But even then, it's Warren Ellis. It's worth the price tag. Even Rogues Gallery is worth the price tag because the artwork is phenomenal and it looks like it'd be right up my alley. And the story is worth the price. Now the writing inside, we don't know yet, but it was worth it. And I bought it myself, so I bought it without even knowing anything about the author. So obviously, it was enough for me to buy it. So next one is Bloodstained Teeth Volume 2. Drip Feed, written by Christian Ward with artwork done by Patrick. Oh, I didn't say who the artist was behind Terror War. Sorry. So written by Saladin Ahmed, art by David Acosta for Terror War. Again, all 9 issues collected in. It's a 232-page book. It's a thick book. Only $17.99. Next book up is Bloodstained Teeth Volume 2. Book 2. I say Book 2 here. Book 2, Drip Feed, written by Christian Ward, with artwork done by Patrick Reynolds, who's also the co-creator. And then Chapter 1's guest artist is Mac Chater. Colors by Heather Moore. And here's the artwork for Bloodstained Teeth. Now this was a long time coming, and when I remember back to when I got Bloodstained Teeth Volume 1, how much of a pain in the ass it was getting that book, I was like, we're getting book 2 to finally get all these, to finally have all of Bloodstained Teeth, because it's a 10-issue maxi series. So let's finally get it, and we'll own it forever. Why am I saying it so weird like that? I'm trying to say it like, because it was such a pain in the ass for Volume 1, so it was like, I finally got Volume 2, because I just put it off for so long. I guess it just said, after putting it off for so long, I finally got Bloodstained Teeth Book 2. That's all I need to say, because of how much pain in the ass Book 1 was. Yeah, it was 10 issues. So I have everything, all of Bloodstained Teeth. And everything that Christian Ward has written for Image Comics, at least. And again, another artist turned author. Next up is the Unearthed Cemetery Blues, a book that I've never heard of anything. Never heard of the writer, never heard of the artist. Writer is Ryan Rubio, and artist is Thomas Boatwright. Never heard of the series itself, but I had to get it. Why? Well, because it's the only thing Ryan Rubio is credited with writing on Amazon's official, on his official Amazon page. Whenever that happens, I always am more inclined to get that. If it's an Image, of course, but I'm always more inclined to get that because it's like, why not? This book is so old that it just says Shadowline, it doesn't say Image Shadowline. I just realized that. Oh, and it was a pretty thick book for $16.99, and it was kind of one of those things like, oh, I have a book called Unearthed from Image Comics, I have a book called Cemetery Beach from Image Comics, and this month I got a book called Blue and Green from Image Comics. So it's kind of funny, it's kind of ironic. It makes no sense to most people I know, but it does to me. But yeah, it's one of those books that, for whatever reason, like, they just show in here it's Image. There's 2 other books it's happening with. Yeah, Unearthed Cemetery Blues. Oh yeah, sorry. I have to show what this collects. Because it doesn't collect official issues. I'm just going to say the stories they collect. So we have The Curse of Wallace Manor. We have The Haunting of Hernsburg. We have The Inconvenience Store. And we have Let's All Die in the Lobby. All written by Ryan Rubio. And I believe all drawn by, well, it has to be all drawn by Thomas Boatwright. This came back, I believe this came out in, yeah, this came out in 2008, so that's how old it is. Oh, it has on the back here too, Image. And some of the older printing books, or some older Top Cow books, does not have image shown on the spine, and then newer ones do. It's weird little thing about image. Next up is both volumes of Cannibal, written by Brian Buccellato, with artwork done by Brian Buccellato and Jennifer Young do the story. Artwork is done by Mateus Bergara. And Brian Buccellato does the colors. So yet another one that's co-authored. I just hate finding it out because I'm always like, did Jennifer Young do anything else for Image? Because I kind of want to get that now. But yes, here's the artwork for Cannibal. It's Volume 1 collects 1 through 4. I've read all this story. And Volume 2, which I've not read yet, because my local library, no other libraries, intro loans or otherwise, had Volume 2 of Cannibal. So I had to get it. I just had to get it myself. But Cannibal Volume 2, collecting 5 through 8. Scrabble Go. I thought, honestly, like, I'm getting so behind on Scrabble Go that I have, like, games that I've been playing I've been playing since, like, a week ago. There was one a week ago, and the entire game lasted a week. It's not good. I keep forgetting. This past week, I guess because of how excited I was for my birthday, I just kept forgetting shit. Like, it's like I had dementia. The only thing I can remember was my birthday my birthday was coming up. That was it. Everything else I forgot. So damn strange. So chapter, they never just like saying volume, huh? You gotta say chapter or book. But chapters 1 and 2 of Isola, collecting all 10 issues of Isola, written by Brendan Fletcher and Carl Ketchel. Yet another co-authored book. I found out the hard way it was co-authored, with the artwork done by Carl Ketchel and Masasik. There's that guy. And then here's the artwork. Volume 1 collects 1 through 5. Volume 2 collects chapter. Chapter 1 collects 1 through 5 of Isola, and chapter 2 collects 6 through 10 of Isola. All written by the same people in art too. But yes, that was the only Brendan Fletcher book I liked, and I've read by him. Then we have the one that I did not like that much, but I was like, Jesus Christ. Stutter. Then we have the other Brendan Fletcher book I just got because it was the last book I needed from him from Image Comics. And it was another book that I read before my local library had that I read, and that is Motor Crush. To be fair, the first time I read this book, I really liked it. So maybe third time is a charm. And I'll really like it. Yet another 10-issue miniseries, I do believe, with Volume 1 collecting 1 through 5, and Volume 2 collecting 6 through 10. Let's double check to make sure. But this time, the artwork is done by Cameron Stewart and Babs Tarr. I don't know who exactly this is. Color and production assistant is Heather Danforth, though. So there you go. But I don't know who does the colors and who does, except for what I just said, who does the colors and who does the actual artwork. Now, where is there it is. The contents, alright. So this one collects. Cool, thanks for not seeing the collects right away. Alright, so let's go in order. Stewart and Bob Star. Barbara Tarr, huh? Like the official. Yeah, and then it goes. This stupid little table. This little, like, all rights reserved bullshit. Yeah, I can't tell. Let's look it up. I just want to be complete. So yeah, all two volumes of Motor Crush. A series I thought was decent enough. The first time I read it, I really liked it. The second time, I was just annoyed with it. I don't know why. So no, actually, it looks like Volume 2 is 6 to 11. Or maybe 7 to 11. But it's 11-issue miniseries, or maxi series at that point. Yeah, I can't tell which volume collects which. But 11 issues. So 1 through both volumes of Mortar Crush. Oh, an artwork. I already showed the artwork. I know I already showed the artwork. But the main reason, another reason why I got this, is because it reminded me, at least story-wise, of flipping, honestly, and flipping through the artwork too. It reminded me of Rick Remender's Death or Glory, or vice versa. Death or Glory reminded me of this. Actually, it was vice versa. That's why I reread Mortar Crush. So it's like, you know what? Let's get that, and finally read Death or Glory. That's gonna be a nice book to read. That's like a super, like, that's like absolute edition size. If you know what those are, the DC absolute editions. It's that tall. Like taller than your average size for your omnibus. Next up is Suburban Glamour, written and drawn by Jane McKelvey, collecting all 4 issues of Suburban Glamour. Yet another book that I read in my personal collection that I liked. Sorry, yet another book that my library had liked it so much that I bought it myself. And this one was decent enough. It wasn't as good as their magnum opus, which is coming up next, but still decent enough. And it's only 4 issues too. It was a quick read. Now for their magnum opus. Kieran Gillen, Jay McKelvey, and Matt Wilson's magnum opus, The Wicked and Divine. Specifically, volumes 2 through 9. Now, why not volume 1? Well, I had volume 1 way back in the day. So I would say about 2 years ago, I got back into my quantity over quality not stigma, but I got back into that routine. I was being like, all right, let's get a bunch of cheapo books. Oh, volume 1, there's a volume 2. Yeah, we're still gonna get this. We'll get volume 2 sometime soon, and that never happened. Now I have been getting more. I've been completing those series. I did that with Southern Bastards a year ago, or I think it was 2 years ago actually. I think it was 3 years ago I did that with the quantity over quality thing. I got back into that routine, and then now I did it with Wicked and Divine. And yeah, they had all 9 volumes of Wick Div at my local library. Volume 1 being at my local library. But I'm like, you know what? We're getting it all right now. And actually, it was a better page to show. Here, there it is. So, Wicked and the Divine. My favorite Image comic series right next to Walking Dead. I'd say Walking Dead is better, but only because Walking Dead has a lot more issues to it. Plus, you're with the characters. You're interacting with the characters a lot longer than you are for Wick Div. And because Walking Dead is Walking Dead. That's unfair. It's like saying, oh, my second favorite Vertigo comic is is 100 or no, I say it's a Transmetropolitan because I read it all. My second favorite Vertigo book is Transmetropolitan, but not as good as Preacher. That's unfair because Preacher is like the magnum opus of Vertigo books. Everyone wants to be like Preacher, and very few have gotten that high. I would say my second favorite series would be Walking Dead. So there you go. And the reason why I haven't gotten that is because it is a lot. And I want to get the oversized hardcovers. I don't want to get I kind of don't want to get the compendiums. They're in pretty good shape. Like I'll show because I actually do have it. I have it handy though. Yeah, I do. So this is the library's copy, and you can tell that a lot of people had it. But even if this is the way that the book looks after my first read through the entire book, I guess I don't mind that. I have the compendiums for Invincible. But I like the first 13 volumes of Walking Dead. I was reading the oversized hardcovers. I really, really liked those hardcovers. They were perfectly bound. The artwork popped out the most. That was like the definitive way to read Walking Dead. At least with Invincible, I've only read it through the softcovers. And that's the main reason why I've been holding off Walking Dead for so long. Another reason is just so much. Even if I get the compendiums, I gotta get the sequel, I gotta get the prequel, I gotta get this and that and that and this and that. It was actually mostly spin-offs and prequels. It's just so damn annoying. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to dedicate that much money, even if it is Christmas funds, because my Christmas, even if it is my Christmas allowance, I still don't want to dedicate that much to just Walking Dead. Yeah, I love the series, and yeah, it'll be worth it in the end, but do I really want to do that? And that's one of those things I gotta say to myself. At least with at least with Wicked and Divine, this is the last thing I need from Kieran Gillen for Image Comics, you know? So it's like, it's a no-brainer. So, Wicked and Divine Volume 2, Pandemonium collects 6 to 11 of the series. Volume 3, which has a very annoying little sticker here that I can't get off, collects. Oh my god, 1899 Canada. What the hell is going on in Canada? But Volume 3, Commercial Suicide, collects issues 12 to 17 of the series. The Eisner Award nominated series. How is this series not won an Eisner? But Heartstopper has won it like 5 times over. Even though it's only like 3 volumes of the series, I believe. No, actually it's 5, if not more. Wicked and Divine, Volume 4, Rising Action, collects 18 to 22 of the series. Wicked and Divine, Volume 5, Imperial Phase Part 1, collects issues 23 to 28 of the series. This had everything. It was fantasy, right up my alley. It was a modern fantasy. It was an allegorical comic. It was just phenomenal. I think even if you don't like fantasy, you should read this. Like, everyone watching this video has got to read Wicked and Divine. The first issue is free on the Kindle, so at least do that. And it's for anybody. It's not like, oh, Comixology, oh, Prime Reading, oh, Kindle Unlimited. No, anybody can get that issue for free. Issue 1 for free. There's another thing I like about Image Comics is they give you some, I would say 8 times out of 10, issue 1 of a series is 100% free on the Kindle. So they always like, you know what, we want you to read the series, so here's the first issue for free. If you like it, get the series. If you don't, well, you didn't waste any money on it. Just your time. Wicked and Divine, Volume 6, Imperial Phase Part 2, collects issues 29 to 33 of this series. One of these days, I will definitely think of doing a more in-depth review of some of my books that I've read before, and Wicked and Divine will be one of the first, if not the first. Probably Preacher first, if I ever get down to getting that series, buying that series myself. I may just do that one of these days. Maybe next month. Probably not, though. Maybe, though. Because it's not that expensive to get all the rest of the series. Wicked and Divine, Volume 7, Mothering Invention, right? Yep, Invention, collects 34 to 39 of the series. I do like being complete. I like saying what each book collects, what the actual volume is called, showing up the artwork for at least Volume 1. Now, I should offer Volume 2. I'm not getting my copy of Volume 1, because knowing me, I'll forget to put it back on my shelf, and I'll take a snapshot of it. Now, oops, Volume 1 is there, and I'll be going through it again for my complete May haul. Oops, I'll show it off, so just for that one. And the reason why I only do it for Volume 1, not for Volume 2 and onward, I don't want to show any major spoilers. So even in Volume 2, you could have a spoiler for Volume 1. But sometimes I had to sacrifice just showing up the artwork for Volume 2. Moving on, Wicked and Divine, Volume 8, Old is the New, collecting all of the specials for Wicked and Divine. Unfortunately, I can only say all the specials. There's no way to say what each special is called, but all the specials from Wicked and Divine. Now, as much as I loved Wicked and Divine, Volume 8 is the weakest volume. Definitely the weakest. It doesn't continue the story, it just kind of grinds to a halt. I kind of think I'd like this a lot better if this was the last volume, because it's all the specials that are kind of not out of continuity, but it's like in between issues 33 and 34 was the Christmas special. If anything, it should have done it between issues 33 and 34. It was kind of weird. But yes, Volume 8 of Wicked and Divine collecting all the specials. Old is the New collects all the specials for Wicked and Divine. And finally, Wicked and Divine Volume 9, OK, collects 40 to 45 of the Eisner nominated series that should have won an Eisner, at least one. And you can tell this one was used very good. I had to sacrifice that for this one because I did not want to spend too much. And honestly, even getting it from Amazon, you never know. I could have gotten the book in the same exact condition. And that's a new copy from Amazon. At least used very good. I'm getting it at a discount. You know, that's the main reason why I've been fine with getting a book used very good from Amazon. It's like, it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make if Amazon themselves gives you the book in somewhat beat up condition sometimes. That's used, as not even used, it's a new, brand spanking new copy of that book. So why the hell not do that? And for the most part, knock on wood, I have been, the worst condition of a book I've gotten used very good was the Couriers. I think it's in my closet right now because I put the first copy that I got because the binding broke my first copy, and the second copy I had to sacrifice to get it used very good from Amazon because I wanted to get it at a cheap price and within 2 days. And that was the spine had like a little tear here, like someone took a knife to it and like tore it a little bit. Not binding was not broken at least, and the pages were all intact and nothing was torn. But you could definitely tell someone had owned it before I did. And used very good. I would say used good at that point. But other than that, I've been, again, knock on wood, I've been getting treated pretty well with used very good. Honestly, sometimes even better condition than some used like new books. Next up is Olympia by Kurt Pyers. Now, Kurt Pyers has probably, next to Scott Snyder, has a world record for writing the most Comixology original books. Now, I'm saying Comixology original because recently they've been coming out with Comixology original books, like from Comixology original. Kind of like they have Netflix originals. They have Comixology originals for comics, and each and every one of those books that come from Comixology originals, you can read with a Prime reading account. Amazon Prime account, you can read it, and I have Amazon Prime. Mom does, but I have Amazon Prime, so I can read all of them. So I'm going to be pampered with Kurt Pyers. This is his writing. So I decided to get Olympia and the other Image comic he did, Indigo Children. But Olympia collects 1 through 5 of Olympia, and pretty thick book for only collecting 5 issues, but that's because issue 1 is 45 pages, I believe. Actually, no, Indigo Children issue 1 was 45 pages. So actually, this was too. Both were almost 50 pages worth of story. So this one is actually co-written by his father, Tony Pyers, who I believe did unfortunately succumb to his cancer. But he wanted to do that once and for all with it, write something with his father. I think that's absolutely phenomenal. Art is done by Alex Giotto, colors done by D. Kniff, and art for chapter 3 is Jason Copland. So here is the artwork for Olympia. This one I will briefly mention what the book was about. It was like this kid is reading a superhero comic and it comes to life, and also deals with fantastical elements too. It sounded very good, very up my alley too, combining 2 of my favorite genres, superhero and fantasy. Then we have Indigo Children Volume 1, collecting all 6 issues of this miniseries. Yet again written by Kurt Pyers. And Ruckel White. So many co-writers. And line art is done by Alex Giotto. D. Kniff is the color artist. I will mention in the description of these videos whether or not any of these co-authors have done anything else or Image Comics. I didn't realize they had done. Again, I'm a completist, so when I find out that it may not be, it pissed me off. So next up we have one of these rare exceptions where I only got this one book from this author. The reason why Loaded Bible is the only book I got this one from Tim Seeley, not only because Tim Seeley is my least favorite author, worse than Simon Spurrier and worse than Brendan Fletcher. Because at least Brendan Fletcher and Simon Spurrier have written one comic I really liked. I remember really liking Easel by Brendan Fletcher, and I really enjoyed Simon Spurrier's Hellblazer run, enough to probably get the trade when it comes out for his follow-up to his Hellblazer run, as Dead in America. That's his recent run. He came out with a sequel. But Tim Seeley, I've read nothing by Tim Seeley that I've liked. Nothing that Tim Seeley has written, I've liked. Now, the reason why I got this, because you're probably asking yourself, oh, did you get this because it's Loaded Bible, and then you got Noah too, so it's another biblical tale, so why not get that? No. So this one collects 1 through 3, apparently. I couldn't tell because they used the worst quality ever. Yep, 1 through 3. 1 through 3 of Loaded Bible. They used the worst quality ever for their copyright page. The reason why I got Loaded Bible Volume 1 is because Loaded Bible Volume 2, Blood of My Blood, is written by Steve Orlando. Co-written by Steve Orlando. And I actually really like Steve Orlando's writing. 1 through 6 of Loaded Bible. Blood of My Blood. To be fair, I only like Steve Orlando because of the fact that, it doesn't say Volume 2 anymore. Huh, that's weird. They always will have on the side here, Volume 2. And it's one of the rare books on Amazon where Amazon's copy that shows the cover is different than the actual cover. Very funny that happens. Yeah, 1 through 6 of Lord Bible, but Blood of My Blood, co-written by Tim Seeley, but written by Steve Orlando. Actually, I think it literally just says. No, it just says written by Steve Orlando and Tim Seeley. An artist here. So artist for volume 1 of Lord Bible is. I think the same artist, right? No, it's not. Based on a concept by Tim and Steve Seeley. Artist is Mike Englert, Mike Norton, Nate Belgard, Ben Glendenning, and Christopher Johnson for volume 1. And volume 2 is a little bit less crowded with the artists, only having one artist here. And that is Giuseppe Camuncoli. Colorist is Josh Rodriguez, though. And I'll show you. No, I won't show that right volume 2. But yeah, Steve Orlando. Steve Orlando is one of those guys that, even though I've read one thing by him, I can say that for a fact that I really liked, it was his Man Thing miniseries he did a few years ago. Even though it's the only thing that I can say I really liked by him, I liked it so much that I'm now a permanent Steve Orlando fan. And I actually did reread his Boom Studios gay book. It was like a gay sci-fi book. I said this had 2 gay characters in it. It was pretty good. It was I forget what it was called though, but it was Boom Studios, had 2 gay main leads, written by Steve Orlando, and the second time I really liked it. First time I didn't like that much, but I read it again and liked a lot more. Next up, we have The Savage Strength of Starstorm, written and drawn by Drew Craig. I wonder, so I think that's why I thought I recognized the writer, because I got confused with Wes Craig. And then colors and letters. So I don't think I've ever read anything or seen any of Drew Craig's artwork. But colors and letters is done by Jason Feinstone. And there's no way it would have, because this is the only thing he's credited with writing on Amazon. Usually they're right. Who does this remind you of? It's funny, I just noticed that. And I'll show the next page too. And I said this collected 4 issues. No, it's 6 issues. All 6 issues of Savage Strength of Starstorm is collected in this volume. Again, written and drawn by Drew Craig. And I think he did the colors too, right? Nope, colors and letters. I said it already. Colors and letters by Jason Feinstone. Volumes 1, 2, and 3, and these are all OGNs because it was previously collected in the webcomic of Hinges, written and drawn by Meredith McLaren. Now, back in December, I had gotten Black Cloak, which is written by Kelly Thompson, but the artwork was done by Meredith McLaren. Then I found out this book existed, I didn't want to say it like that, and I found out, oh, it's Meredith McLaren, that's pretty cool. Artist turned author, and also artist here too. So it's like, you know what, why not get it? And of course, I kept putting it off until now. And so all 3 of these are used like new. And on the back here, you can tell it's a little dirt. I don't know if it's dirt or residue for a sticker, but used like new. Used like new. Used very good. Definitely tell that. Yes, all 3 volumes of Hinges. But again, like nothing too egregious. And that is what I like. You know, if I have to get a used very good book, I better not have anything. Better not having huge blemishes on it. So the next 3 books are all written by the same author, and that is Paul Jenkins. So first up, we have the aforementioned Paul Jenkins Sidekick, collecting all 5 issues of Paul Jenkins Sidekick. It is one of those weird books, like with Lord Bible, that Volume 2 is written by a different guy, and I didn't count Volume 2. I know I should have, but I was like, you know what? Let's not. There's no reason to. Because the follow-up volumes are written by J. Michael Straczynski, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna get that. I don't want to have that be the only thing I have in my collection from Image Comics. It's by JMS. We're just gonna count Paul Jenkins Sidekick. It's all I'm gonna do. And honestly, it was good for me to do that because it makes it all the more easier. So it's the other Top Cow book that they don't have the Image logo right here, but instead they have it inside. Actually, on the back here too. They only have it on the back and in the interior. And this is actually artwork for Sidekick. I don't know if I did. Here's the artwork for Paul Jenkins Sidekick. I didn't say what the artist was. I'm going a little bit too fast. Let's slow it down a little bit, shall we? Artist for volume 1 is Chris Moreno. Chapters 1 through 4 is colored by Len O'Grady. And chapter 5 is colored by Canelo Tripp and S. Stephen Struble. I'm going to show the artwork again. I know I shouldn't, but I know there's no reason to, but do it again. You know, all 5 issues are collected in that series, in that volume. Then we have The Agency, written by Paul Jenkins, and this collects all 6 issues of this miniseries, written by Paul Jenkins with artwork by Kyle Hotz. Right? I say so. Pencils and inks by Kyle Hotz. Cool. And one of the very rare, back in the day, I guess they really like doing the table of contents, even though there's no page number, is there? Nope. So completely useless to have that there. But yeah, table of contents here. I'll show you artwork again. If I can show the artwork too quickly, because I was so caught behind the there's no page number, is there? There you go. And then we have one of the books I got. Pretty much how thick it was. I will always support an image book that has a lot of page, has a huge high page number for a cheap price. This is older, to be fair, but this is Tom Judge's The Rapture, written by Paul Jenkins with artwork done by Clayton Crane. And this one's different. This one's not 1 through 9 of Tom Judge The Rapture. Instead, it is 1 through 8 of Image Universe, right? Yes, of Image Universe. And then we had Tom Judge End of Days. Double check, make sure. Yep, I was right. So Universe Volume 1, issues 1 through 8, and then Tom Judge End of Days one shot. And it's a very loose book too. Definitely tell it's used very good. Like, it feels like this person read it a lot of times, and it's kind of like, not that the pages are falling apart, but it's definitely looser than any of the other books I have. Even looser than Enfield Gang. At least that's the way I think it. That's what I think. Could be wrong though. Then we have Son of Shaolin. How long have we got? An hour and 6 minutes. Son of Shaolin, written and drawn by... so it's not written and drawn. Creator and writer Jay Longo, and Cannon White is the artist. Sometimes they'll credit the art, and Diego Rodriguez is colorist. Sometimes they'll credit the artist as the co-creator, and sometimes they don't. This is an exception to that rule. They don't credit the artist as the co-creator. And this is Son of Shaolin. It's an OGN. You can tell it's an OGN. It's a pretty thin book. There's another one. Actually, my local library had it. Like the library I go to pick up books had this book. And I'm liking this enough. So it's yet another local library had it. I want to own it. I liked it so much I bought it myself. Or got myself as a gift for my birthday or Christmas, whatever. Next up is Blue and Green, written by Ron V. Anad RK is the artist. John Pearson is the color artist. Now, 1 through 3, I want to say 1 through 3 of Blue and Green is collected in here. No indication telling us otherwise. But yes, 1 through 3, I'll say 1 through 3 of Blue and Green, because that's what I remember it being. This is what I remember liking. Didn't think it was all that spectacular, but yet again, just breaking that rule and just going all in of my library had it, now I own it, from Image Comics. I know, it's weird, the little rule I have, but that's how I am. Then we have Bingo Love, a book that I thought for who the author is and how she is online and how this book would be like, the book that you'd think that person would write. But this being actually adequately written, smart, and at least somewhat smartly written is pretty insane. And I remember liking it a good amount, like more than I thought I would. I really just got this book because my library had it. And every now and then what I'll do is I'll buy a book my library has just to see how bad it is, just to see what all the fuss is about. And honestly, I came out with this book with very positive feedback. This Bingo Love, OGN, written by T. Franklin and Jen St. Onge, I think that's the artist. I'm going to show the entire credits page because there's a bunch of short stories after this book. This is the Jackpot edition. And it said it has this brief sneak peek of Bingo Love Volume 2, Dear Diary. Oopsie, there was no Volume 2, because this book was not really... Even though I liked it, I'm like, oh no Volume 2, oh man, that sucks. Because I want T. Franklin to lose, because I don't like T. Franklin. No, it's just, like, she's a terrible person online. She kind of, like, caused just a bit of trouble. So Blue Estate, volumes 1, 2, and 3, collecting all 12 issues of Blue Estate. So another reason why I did that for Volume 3 is just printing it out. I don't actually artwork for Volume 2 and Volume 3. I actually artwork for Volume 1. So it's like, why not just do that for Volume 3? That's the only book I have that's the only book I don't have yet for my birthday haul, so let's do it. Now, I want to say it's 12 issues. There's no way of me knowing for sure, but on Amazon it never went beyond issue 12. But Volume 1 collects 1 through 4, Blue Estate, written by Victor Kolchev, with artwork done by, created by Victor Kolchev and Kosta Yenev. I believe that's the artwork. I don't know. Maybe it's Victor. No way of knowing. Actually, artwork yet again. I keep thinking I'm forgetting to show off the artwork, and it's better safe than sorry. And I want to say Volume 2 collects 5 through 8. I hope I'm right because. Oh, really? I wish the artwork was Volume 2. So Volume 2 I got from a third-party seller called the Bookhouse Boys, and they're one of the very few that is third-party seller with Amazon shipping. And they're used like new and used very good. You can't tell the difference for most of the time. And that I will always get credit where credit's due. And the used very good book I got was in much better condition overall. Leaps and bounds above the Couriers by Brian, which is also used very good with Amazon shipping. So Bookhouse Boys gets my seal of approval. If you want Amazon shipping but a cheap price book and you don't mind getting it used like new or used very good, go to Bookhouse Boys. You need to see the Bookhouse Boys. That's no brainer. Then we have Mom by Amelia Clark. This was collecting 1 through 3 of Mom, written by Amelia Clark and Margaret Bennett, with artwork done by the Lees. Hey, Library of Congress. So technically, this is a previously owned library book. Yeah, that's awesome. Now, this one was one of those books so this is the one I was mentioning before that I got used like new, Mother Madness, because I want to see what a used good book came in. If used very good has a good amount of blemishes, let's see what a used good book comes in, and it being hardcover too. I'll probably do it again for Christmas, but with a softcover book just to see how that comes in. Use the artwork. Artwork is phenomenal. The artwork by Layla Louise. What is it? Leiz, Leiz, was phenomenally done. But the story and the writing is absolutely awful. But I'm gonna do a thorough review of it. Your boy Zach style, probably on honestly Pride Month, June. Maybe I'll do it in June. Or when's Women's History Month? That's when I'll do that. I'll do that and Man Eaters. Whenever Women's History Month is, whenever that is, I think it's in February. Let's look it up. Whenever that is, that's when I'm doing it. Because I am that funny. Women's History Month is March. So, March 2025, expect a review of Mother Madness. Your boy Zach style. And that's overhead. It's not like this, it's overhead. So you don't see my face, you just see the book. Next up is Cliff Bleszinski's Scrapper, collecting all 6 issues of Scrapper. The artwork is done by Cindy Jarrell, Ryan Kelly, and Jordy Belair. It just says art. It doesn't say who gets the colors. It doesn't say anything like that. Just art. So here is the artwork for Scrapper. Reminds me a lot of Stray Dogs, honestly. That's the main reason why I got it. Okay, this is why I was doing this, because Alex Campy is a co-writer, but I'm not crediting her as a co-writer. She's too busy. She was too busy being a bully. So, Cliff Beckinsale. Bleszinski. Yeah, he could also been a bad guy too, but I don't know that. No one. Ed Piscor did not name him as one of his murderers. At least I don't believe he did. Now, next up is Razor Blades book. Moving on. Moving on. Razor Blades book one by phenomenal amounts of a crazy amount of writers. You got Ron V. You got James Tinian. You got Steve Fox. You got Vita Ayala. You got Teenie Howard. You got come on, who else? What was the name? Danny Lore. It's a bunch of different artists and authors. I'm not only artists, but you do also have somewhere in here Alex Packnagel. Now, when I end this video, I will try and find what he wrote, and I'll say, oh, he wrote this one, because that was the main reason why I got this book. Was that Alex Packnagel had written a book in here, and it was the only other thing he was credited for. I thought he'd done an Image Anthologies book, but even on Amazon, they didn't credit him. They didn't credit that as one book he wrote, as a book he wrote, and they would have told you, even on his official Amazon page, they would have told you. For Roan, yet again by Victor. Oh wait, sorry, artwork for Razor Blades. Really cool artwork. It's all different kind of artwork. So I'm just gonna show. I'll do my pages. It's in here. It's not all black and white. It's not all like horror, creepy artwork. Some of it's more traditional. Some of it's prose. So all text, no artwork, which is like getting a book, getting a novel. A James Patterson novel, and they say, "Oh, chapter 11, yeah, here's a little DVD. You can put that in your Blu-ray player, and it's an audiobook now." That's exactly what it's like. I don't care. That is the best analogy I can come up with, and it's a damn good analogy too. I do not know why they do that, but whatever. Pharaon by Victor Kalachev. Last year I got another book that was partial. Some of it was right in here. Some of it was prose too. This book I got last year from my aunt. The one that got me Schlub, Terror War, and Twig. It was funny. She was saying like when I was opening books yesterday. I opened everything at once yesterday, a day early, and she was saying like to her. She was talking about the books to everyone, and she was saying how she likes that I give her just like shoot her some Amazon links. It's like thank you, because I always feel like an asshole doing that. It's nice to know that she likes that I do that. Yeah, this is an OGN, I believe. Maybe it collects 4 issues, all 4 issues of her own. I don't know, but let's look a little quickly. Yet again, written and drawn by Victor Kalachev. It's all it's credited. There's nothing else. Yeah. I'll flip it back. The back has some copyright. There it is. Nope, nothing. Do we have a credits page? Nope. Okay, so I'm gonna say written and drawn by Victor Kalachev. Then we have volumes 1 and 2 of Purdy, written and drawn by Kickley. A book I thought was just crazy. It's like, Purdy loves 2 things: sex and robbing banks. No particular order, and it's crazy. It was my kind of humor for the most part. I liked it. I thought it was just crazy and funny. So volume 1 and volume 2. I always get them confused. I thought this was volume 1, this was volume 2, but nope, I'm backwards. Volume 1, volume 2. Both OGNs, both written and drawn by Kickley. Volume 1, Flowers, Sex, and Robbery, and volume 2 is called Blackjack, Orgasms, Lace. It's the first time I ever said that word on this channel. That's pretty cool. And last but not least is Noah, an OGN written by Darren Aronofsky and Ari Handel, and drawn by Nico Henrikon. He also has colors. Nico Henrikon. That is just a match made in heaven. And it's a biblical story, and it's from Image Comics, and it's the size of, actually a little bit bigger than a DC Black Label Prestige Plus book. Right up my alley. Let's go. And I got the movie too, so I'll show the movie too. I need to put it away. And I got the movie to go along with it. I was gonna originally I was thinking like, yeah, it's got the library. No, I want to own this movie. That way I can watch it whenever I want to, and I can read the comic whenever I want to. One of the very, I can read this now. And they give me a little free $10 movie ticket. This came out in 2014. I doubt that they have. I guess it'll be used. I'll see if it can be, but I doubt it can be. If I forget to take out my trash before I take out the trash, then so be it. So I like when Blu-rays come with a DVD and digital copy. I'm obviously not gonna show a digital copy, but I like when it happens. But the first Blu-ray I have gotten as a gift or bought or otherwise in ages, I would say the last one was Doctor Sleep. No, it was back in 2019. My local library has movies. I'm not gonna waste money on movies when I already am behind them. I'm not behind. I'm already. I can make sacrifices for comics. I can't get every comic I want to get this month, or even next. Well, this month I kind of did, but I can't. Like next month, I'm like I can't get every comic I want to get. So why waste money? Even if it's $10, why waste money and get a Blu-ray? And that's not a good thing. Not a good thing. It's not good. No, not doing that. But this one, it's only $10, and I was like, you know what? I'm getting a comic. Let's get the movie. And yes, this is. This is basically I think the movie came out first, and the comic did. It's like 100% based off the movie. Like I did the Creep Show. The comic came out when the movie did. I think this is the same thing here. So this is it's a creator like this is creator. This is a story of the flood, Noah's Ark. I want to know more. Why not? And it's Image Comics. It's a comic. My one criteria for a book, if it's got to be like biblical and it's would not usually be up my alley, a graphic novel is a great way of getting me more enticed. Because a novel itself, you're just reading it. It's just like the description. Yeah, I have a pretty open mind, but it's like seeing the artwork is 1,000 times better than reading a description, in my opinion. That's why I've been reading comics and not reading novels. That's why I exclusively read graphic novels. I still do own a lot of books, but I haven't read any of those in a long time. Like, I honestly, if worst comes to worst, and I have to move my comics downstairs and get rid of all my novels, except for Stephen King books. Those are always in my personal collection. And the Mumkey Jones book was a YouTuber who wrote a book. Some exceptions, yes, I'll always keep those books, but most part, I can probably get rid of a good amount of those, I can probably purge a lot of those novels. Because, one day maybe I will read a novel again, It also came with this little slipcase thing right here. That's pretty cool. I don't know what the reason, I don't know why they did that. I don't know if it's like a security thing or what, or just saying, hey, it's now my picture, like a little ad. I don't know, but pretty cool. But yes, this one was one. I don't usually do these licensed comics, so this is my one major exception. And I've been more open to doing that. Like I did a Creep Show 2 months ago, back in March. So we're doing it here. This is a long time coming too. And this is actually a new copy from a third-party seller. Usually that's another thing. So that's the end of the comic haul, by the way. Oh, and let's look up the Razor Blades book. See if we can find what story Alex McNeil did. So this is the end of the video. I try to follow the comics. Those who don't want to stick around for the little like post-credit scene, whatever you want to call it, can leave now. I'm just going through this. I know it was an issue 1, so that much I know at least. So what was I saying about Noah? Oh, so the licensed comic. So yeah, I never think to look up new. I always do use like new and then use very good. I never think to do new, and the new copy was cheaper than used like new. Usually new copy is like $18 if it's $16.99. It's very weird, or it's just $16.99 for a third party seller plus additional shipping, and it's gonna take forever to come in. So like at that point, why even have a? I don't know why. So one thing I will give Wonder Book, and that's why I had to get blue and green used very good. Sometimes, for whatever reason, they'll increase the price like tenfold. It'll be like, instead of $7, yes, $7 used like new, it'll skyrocket to $20. That's what happened with blue and green. I don't know why they do that. I don't know because they think they can get more money out of your pocket because I've been talking about them so highly, and everyone watches this channel. Wonder Book has had an increase of sales purely because of me. That just happened, guys. And that's why they increased the prices. No, I know that's why that happens. It'd be kind of cool to know that, though. I would totally sponsor them. But I would have to say, like, hey, no, what do you say? How do you say it? I don't know. I'm not seeing, what's his face on here? I think almost every writer that has written, except for Joshua Williamson, who has written a Silver Coin book, writes a book here for Razor Blades. Maybe issue 4? Trying to find the, What's his face? Writer. Well, I'm James Tinian though. What's his name? The one that Alex Packnadel. I'm not seeing it yet, and it did show him like on the Amazon page. It did show this was a book that he'd written, and I believe like it was somewhere else I had seen this too. I think it was Image Comics too. Maybe reach out to him on Twitter if you have Twitter. Because if he's anything like Josh Williamson. If he's anything like Josh, what's his name? Oh, there it is. Sinnerside. Alex Buckneedle and Jason Liu. This is the book he did. The story he did. First page at least. And it's gotta be issue 5. There you go. We're done. So that, as they say, is that. My entire birthday haul. I mean, I had to show this for Blue Estate Volume 3. Oh, this was 9 through 12, by the way, for Blue Estate Volume 3. I did show this off to it, didn't I? I hope I did. No, I know I did. I didn't say if it was 9 through 12. I managed it's 9 through 12. I don't know. I sent all 12 issues within 3 volumes. I think after that point, no one really cares. To be fair, like I will, like, up front and center say like I can understand if guys don't care about that. Like, whatever. It collects all 12 issues. I don't need to know what volume 1 collects. As long as all 3 volumes collect the entire series and there's no missing issues. There you go. But I like being complete. I'm a completist. Like 100% a completist. With the comics, I need to get all the issues at once, and the authors. That's why I'm like, oh, these co-authors. I think through Razor Blade, there's just so many writers that to go to every single writer is going to be a pain in the ass. I just got it because of Alex Packnadel, and I thought it was cool that Denny Lore had done something for Image, and I finally had something from Image from Teenie Howard. Not that like I was anticipating that, because Teenie Howard is and seems to be another troublemaker online, but you know. And as another thing, I am not the kind of guy who's gonna be like, nope, not getting this book because it's written by this person. I felt bad for getting Scrapper, but I want to get Scrapper. Scrapper was the book when I first learned about it. I was like, I'm getting this. It looks interesting. Oh, the hardcover is this thick, and it's a hardcover, $20. Yeah, it's standard size hardcover, $20. Perfect. You know, it's what's called separating the art from the artist, and I am 100% one of those people that can do that. I'm not, and I can understand why they can't. I get that, you know, but I'm one of those people that's like, you know what, I can separate the art from the artist. I'm talking about an hour and a half. That's why I'm keep going on, droning on and on. Another thing is my plans for the next few weeks. The week of the 6th, I'm going to try to do at least part 1. That's probably what I'll do. Because right now I have a lot of videos planned. Like I've been doing birthday haul and complete month haul, complete May haul back on June 1st, and looking very close to June 6th. And I don't say